What it is that I'm about to discuss with all of you guys. Is there something that, after I truly understood it and the reason why it works so well with girls, brought about a transformation in my life that will last for all time? As I was growing up, I witnessed a lot of instances in which guys competed against one another. Finally, things are starting to come together now. And in the midst of these predicaments, these two individuals would pretty much just stare at each other, almost in the same way that two animals would do before charging at one another and little. Did I know that what I was seeing while I was watching this was actually the solution to a lot of the issues that I've been having with girls up until that point? And once I had that realization, everything was different. Now, one of the greatest gifts that each and every one of us possesses as men is the same exact gift that has been given to the natural alphas and sigmas of the world. This gift is the ability to recognize and respect other men. All of the guys that I saw agreed that this is the single most important factor that contributes to their incredible rarity and desirability. When I was younger, the ones who would compete against each other were the ones who would challenge each other with something called frame. These men were not necessarily competing against each other physically. Rather, they were competing against each other mentally with this game. So what exactly is a frame? Men who self-identify as signal or alpha males, or even just men who are what we would call incredibly masculine. All of these types of men exude a certain type of energy that is distinctive, and it's the kind of energy that's calm and assertive. Some guys refer to it as their center. Regardless of what you choose to call it, having the capacity to understand and maintain a masculine frame will completely alter the course of your life, just as it did for me. As we move through life, we are going to encounter situations and circumstances that, for as long as we are able to maintain our masculine framework, will work to dislodge us from it. These things will have no effect on us whatsoever, and as a result, they will make us much more desirable, particularly to women. Your masculine frame is such a one-of-a-kind gift, and it's the difference between you winding up chasing girls or having girls chase you, which is something you'll always see in the movies. Your gift is the difference. When we're dealing with masculine characters, we notice that the main character never seems to move out of his frame, regardless of what other characters say to him. This is one of the reasons why these characters give off such a masculine and cool dude kind of vibe, because they maintain their frame at all times. The term masculine and feminine refers to simply two different types of energy. Many men can have a feminine energy, and many women can have a masculine energy. It all depends on the individual's energy, especially when you consider the fact that polarity is the most powerful primal attraction trigger there is. It is simple to comprehend the rationale behind why maintaining a masculine frame and exuding masculine energy is of the utmost significance. And the thing you need to understand about these two energies, without delving too deeply into it, is that feminine energy is reactive, whereas masculine energy is non-reactive. Is simply another term for a man who is skilled at holding the frame. Ask yourself this: if you were on a battlefield and your life was in danger, who would you rather trust your life with? A man who is extremely reactive and freaks out whenever even the smallest amount of chaos is thrown his way, or someone who is non-reactive and appears calm and confident despite the circumstances in which they find themselves? I have no doubt that I will put my faith in the individual who is capable of holding the frame, because it is the greatest highlighter of polarity between masculine and feminine energy in pretty much every situation in which a girl unconsciously tests a man. Our ability as men to maintain a masculine frame is like the greatest aphrodisiac on the planet. This is because it is like the greatest aphrodisiac on the planet. That is what they are interested in, and they are testing him to see if he can hold frame. To put it another way, they are not investigating him on a personal level. Rather, they are investigating his masculine frame to see if he can. If they can make it crack, think about your favorite supervillain Thanos, or the guy that everyone loves to hate. And while you were watching this guy on screen, how many of you couldn't help but feel the masculine energy he exuded? If they can make it crack, think about your favorite supervillain Thanos, or the guy that everybody. The primary reason why Thanos is so intimidating is not because he is extremely muscular, or because he has a jawline that is ridiculously masculine. This is something that many guys don't even notice, but it's true. The reason that Thanos is so intimidating is simply due to the fact that he does not react to situations, or because of his incredible ability to maintain a masculine frame regardless of the circumstances that he was in, regardless of what was being thrown at him, and even while he was going through the sacrifice of Gamora, which was required to obtain the Soul Stone. Thanos never lost his frame. Think about the fact that this guy had to basically throw his daughter off of a cliff in order to obtain the stones that he needed for the Infinity Gauntlet. My guy Thanos was just a man who was focused on his goal, and while we can debate whether or not that goal was for good or evil, the fact of the matter is that the point of this story is that despite everything that was thrown at him and everything that came his way, Thanos never lost his composure. And the simple ability for you to hold frame pretty much is the one thing that makes a man masculine, and the thing that will cause girls to go absolutely nuts for you. This is the thing that will cause girls to go absolutely nuts for you. But if we're being completely serious, how would a man who was able to hold his frame handle this situation? The answer is that he would handle it in a manner that was both composed and forceful. My little dog, which weighs about 15 pounds and stands just about a foot off the ground, will have effectively penetrated the frame of an adult man if I freak out, if I get emotional, or if I start yelling during this test. If I fail this test, my dog, which weighs about 15 pounds and stands about a foot off the ground, will have succeeded in its mission to test my frame. Why do you think the dog whisperer is always harping on the importance of maintaining a level of calm assertiveness? That, my friend, is a really upsetting development. What do you do if your dog starts barking and lashing out with another dog while you're walking down the street? Why does he always say that you must be calm and assertive? It's simply because dogs can pick up on masculine energy just like females can. What happens when your dog starts barking and lashing out with another dog? What do you do? When girls suddenly turn their backs on you, you both freak out and start yelling at him to stop, or do you keep your composure and try to coax him back into a state of calm assertiveness? When other people, whether they are girls or other guys, start getting emotional and yelling at you, those people are merely testing your resolve to see if you are vulnerable. They are the ones who have broken out of their traditionally masculine roles by acting in ways that are stereotypically associated with women, such as becoming emotional, yelling, and freaking out, or being what I would call reactive. If you want to be a man who women find very desirable, holding frame is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. But in addition to this, it is of the utmost significance for a man to do so if he desires the respect of other men. The kind of man that other men fear and respect at the same time is a man who is able to hold frame, and the fact that you are capable of doing this is demonstrated through the way that you behave. Are you going to start yelling at people and making a big scene every time you go to Walmart? If they don't let you return something and they give you a reason that doesn't make any sense, then you're going to do that, right? The obvious response to this question is going to be no. Other people and even our dogs will regularly examine us to determine whether or not we are able to maintain our frame. Have you ever stopped to consider whether or not you have ever asked yourself whether or not girls find it attractive when guys are nervous around them? When someone is reactive, which means they are being controlled by their external environment, nervousness is a sign that the person does not have a masculine frame. This is why the answer is in large part because nervousness shows a lack of a masculine frame. Think about this: if a girl can throw you off of your frame, or if a girl can make you nervous just by being around you, and then she has the ability to make you nervous. Nervous energy is not attractive when it comes from a male. What does that reveal about you? It reveals to her that the very fact that she exists is enough to throw you off balance. Holding frame does not mean that you have to be overly serious all the time. It simply indicates that you are not reactive. Guys who have a lot of self-confidence tend to be non-reactive. Girls can say or do anything they want to these guys, and they are never able to take them out of their masculine frame. Non-reactive guys are more attractive. What occurred to Paradox in 8 Mile after Eminem defeated him in the preceding freestyle was that Paradox was, as they say, so shaken that he lost his frame because he was so moved off at his center. 8 Mile was also affected by this, that he did not even make an attempt to fight back during a freestyle, and that he simply gave up, but that some jealous guy is shouting things at you to see if you are going to get emotional or become reactive. When the paparazzi wouldn't leave Kanye for a long time, he lost his frame, got emotional, started yelling, and then tried to fight them. Then what happened? And he wants to see if he can get you to step out of your frame. All that ended up occurring as a direct consequence of this was that additional paparazzi started acting in the exact same manner, namely, becoming reactive and moving out of his frame. Kanye West is responsible for the exact issue that was driving him crazy in the first place, and he made it even worse. When other people insult you or behave in a way that is intended to elicit a response from you, they are testing to see whether you will become defensive and freak out, or whether you will maintain your composure, be assertive, and keep your frame. When girls test you or they try to move you off center and you pass these tests by holding your masculine frame, they will not only respect you, but they will also instantly become more attracted to you. This is because even animals test us to see if we will hold frame, and if we do, they will respect us. If we don't, however, they will lose respect for us. Simply being calm, assertive, and non-reactive are the 3 components of holding frame. This means that in order to be considered strong masculine men with a strong frame, you must have a strong frame. Nothing in the outside world should be able to take us out of our frame, move us off center, cause us to panic, freak out, or become defensive, and the best way by far to build and maintain your own masculine frame, which is one of the greatest gifts that we have as men, is to plunge yourself into chaotic situations and practice remaining calm, collected, and assertive while facing uncertainty or while facing these chaotic situations. Nothing in the outside world should be able to take us out of our frame, move us off center, cause if none of that works, just ask yourself, What will Thanos do? If you guys start doing this, you will be completely blown away by how differently girls start to treat you, and it really does have the potential to change your life the way that it changed mine. With that out of the way, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you for watching and say that I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.